Hey there, welcome to CodeChef. Today we are going to be discussing the project Guess the Number from our course Java Projects for Beginners, where we have 10 different Java projects from which beginners can learn to code with Java. So let's begin. In this particular project, we'll be building a simple Java project where we will have a secret number and the user has to guess the secret number, which can be between 1 to 100. And if the user has guessed right, we should get a message saying congratulations, you guessed right. And if the number guessed by the user is within the range of plus or minus 10 of the secret number, then we should print out hot, or else we should print out cold. That is, we are giving hints to the user so that they can guess the number easily. For example, let's say my secret number is 27 and let's say I guess as 47. Since 47 is not in the range of plus or minus 27, we are going to print out cold. But if I guess something like 30, since 30 is in the range of plus or minus 10 of 27, then we're going to print out hot. Now in the first subtask of this particular project, we will be actually getting the random number. That is, we will be calling the function random.nextInt from java.util package. So Java is an object-oriented programming language in which we don't have functions, but instead of functions we have something called methods, which is similar to functions. And in Java we have to have a class in every program. And in this class we have to have a main function in which the main code will be executed first. It is similar to C with regard to the main function part. So using the random class, we are going to be using the nextInt method to get a number between our desired range. In this case, we want our number to be between 1 to 100. So here we have our syntax over here. So one thing about the random.nextInt function is whatever is given as an argument over here in the brackets, that is, let's say I've given, instead of all of this max min plus 1 plus min, I've given n. Then the random.nextInt function is going to generate a random number from 0 till n minus 1. That is, from 0 till one number less than whatever is given in the argument. From that range, we will be choosing the random number. That is, for example, let's say I give 100 over here. We are going to be choosing the random number from 0 to 99 because we are going to be choosing a random number from n minus 1. Here n is 100, so we'll be choosing from 0 to 99. And max min over here depict the maximum and the minimum range of numbers. In our case, our minimum is 1 and our maximum is 100. So let's look at the code. So first, we'll be importing all the classes from the utility package of Java. This star over here means all. So we're going to import all the classes from the utility package of Java. That is the util package of Java. And in our class CodeChef, first we're going to declare a method. So over here, public means that we can access this method outside of this class, and static over here means that it can be called without creating an object of the class. So what is an object? An object is an instance of a class. So you can call this method without creating an object of this class. That's what static means. And int over here means it's going to return an integer value. So basically this method over here is used to generate a random number. So this line over here, it says random equal to new random. So let me walk you through what each random means. This random over here refers to the variable name. That is, it need not necessarily be random. We can keep it as R, A, B, C, doesn't matter. And this random over here is telling what type of variable this is. If you recall, we imported all the classes from the java.util package. In this java.util package, random is a class. So we are going to be creating an object or an instance of this random class, which we will be referring through this random variable. And this new random over here is the part where we actually create a new random object. So here we are calling a constructor called random, which is going to create a new object called random. So here basically we are calling the constructor random, which is going to create an object called random, which is of the type random class. Now here we are initializing the minimum and maximum values, which is 1 and 100. Now over here we are calling the method from the random class, from which we are going to generate a random number. So over here first we are defining a variable called randNumber. So over here we are calling the nextInt method from the random object we initialized earlier. Now in this particular brackets are given max minus min plus 1 plus min. So what does this mean? So we can just directly write 101 because in this case we want our number from 0 to 100 or 1 to 100. So this expression over here is basically valid for any value of minimum and maximum. So first we're going to subtract minimum from maximum. That is, in this case it will be 100 minus 1, which will give us as 99, and we're going to add 1 to this, which will give us 100. Now if you remember, random.nextInt, whatever value is present here, let's say it's n, it's going to generate a random value between 0 and n minus 1. It won't be n, it will be n minus 1. That's why over here we're going to add min again, that is 1, which will give us 101. Therefore, we will be getting a random value from 0 to 100 from this particular function. And then we're going to return this random number. Now over here we are defining the main function. So this part over here is how we define main function in Java. That is, we give a public static void main string args. And we have given throws exception over here, which is not needed in this case, but it's valid. So throws exception is basically going to help in error handling. And now here we are printing the random number. So let me just explain this part once. So over here we have given system.out.println. So here system.out is a built-in package present in Java, and from that we are calling the method println, which is going to print out whatever is given in these brackets. So we're going to type out a random number, and here we are concatenating using the plus. So we're going to print out random number, and then we're going to print out the output we get from the random number function. Let's just run this code once. So you can see we printed out a random number 48. So let's just submit this. So you can see we have passed the test case. Let's move on to the next subtask.